Hey, hopefully this is working and you can see me if there's anyone watching right now. Um, we have a very simple setup today. We've got just a mic and a camera, and I'm at work, which is why there's like stuff everywhere. So that's fun. But yeah, we'll start, and just when people get here, you can ask questions. And I have a couple of questions that I've saved from like 2017. I was doing some Q&A videos, and there's some questions I never got to. So I can answer some of those. But otherwise, this isn't very fun unless there's at least a few people and you ask me questions. Yeah, yeah. What can we do? 2 people. Yeah. Awesome. They may be 2 of my own friends. Uh, so what Good. Yes, Eric, it's gonna be fun. Sure. I'm gonna be here for about a half an hour unless there's just nothing happening, and then maybe not. But for the moment, there's a storm here, so I'm kinda stuck at work because I don't really wanna go out in the rain and drive in a thunderstorm. So I'm sacrificing the comfort of home to be here and film this. Okay, I'll start with some super old questions. And what can we do? This is a good one that I haven't. A Roblox gamer 5734 asked in 2017, how long have you been on YouTube and how did you start YouTube? Well, I shouldn't actually probably make a video on this, but it's somewhat of a boring story, so I haven't done it yet. I've been on YouTube since 2011, and well, really before that, but I've had iIMAGINeBlank since 2011. And I really started because in 2011, YouTube was like, let's invest in creators. And they started the YouTube Next Up program, and they started the YouTube Creator Institute program. Now, Next Up is still a thing. It's still around. The Creator Institute, not so much. We were the inaugural and only class. But without that program, I would not be where I am today. So the Creator Institute was essentially, they picked 20 people. Now you had to apply. Obviously, it was an application, a video, and they also had a voting process. And from that, they picked 20 people. 10 of us went to California, USC, and 10 went to Chicago. I was one of the people selected to go to USC. And it was this interesting amalgam of kind of USC's film school and then YouTube's like digital media division, and they were trying to like do this thing where they combined the two. And for me, it was a really great experience. We like broke up into groups, and we all got to film or write and film our own short film, that with the goal of putting it on YouTube. And just do like all the process of filmmaking. So even if like at the time I was in film school at William & Mary in Virginia, so I was getting this background, but there were some people in the program who, just sometimes they just pick up a camera and start filming on YouTube. So they didn't know a lot of the technical things. So with this program, they kind of taught us technical stuff as well as gave us the like insider scoop on YouTube, which in 2011 was a little bit harder to come by. Now I feel like there's a lot of YouTube channels and a lot of media websites, news that you can kind of learn this stuff a little bit easier. But yeah, from that program, I made a film, and I came up with the concept for iIMAGINeBlank and started iIMAGINeBlank, and they promoted us on the front page back in 2011, which was like a big deal for at the time. Yeah, and so I've been pretty much making videos ever since. The goal of iIMAGINeBlank has probably changed a little bit since then. It's evolved, I think, as I have evolved. It started as a just like me wanting to, I mean, I guess it's still really like this. It was me giving advice to people who are like younger versions of myself, essentially, which I guess is still what I'm doing. But as I learn more things about myself and just the world, then I want I have different things to teach, essentially. Hello, Lost Prince 96. Thank you for joining and chatting, and ask me a question, please, so I'm not just asking my own questions to myself. Yeah. So that's pretty much how I started YouTube. That's not how most people start YouTube, I guess. It was somewhat of a special thing for me, and I'm glad that I got started the way that I did. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't. Yay! Thank you for being a fan. I appreciate that. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I would have stuck with YouTube for as long as I have had I not started the way that I did, essentially. How have I grown since then? I would say that in 2011, I really started my channel as like comedy on YouTube. Like your goal. Okay. So how have my goals for the channel changed? Yeah. So in 2011, being a comedian on YouTube was like the thing to do. And so even if you were making content that wasn't supposed to be comedy, you still wanted it to be funny, especially if you were a vlogger. And I definitely did that for the first few years of wanting to be funny. And I still like to be kind of funny and silly. That's just part of my personality. But I realized that one of my goals was really to be authentic. And in doing that, I needed to talk about things that were not always funny. One of them being mental health and the struggles that I've had there, and just wanting to be able to help other people who are dealing with it. So yeah, I guess I've changed in that, or my goals have kind of changed where I'm focused more on like what I want to do versus like what I think will be successful on the platform sometimes. Yeah. Silliness is what makes me unique. Yay, thank you. Yeah, that's true. I think more people should embrace the silly. Sometimes I think we're a little bit too serious, in life. I've met a lot of people like that who don't always appreciate my silliness sometimes. And there's a time for being serious, obviously, but I think you can bring a lot of just joy and smiles to the world when you add in some silly. Yeah. How about this? So one of the questions so my most popular videos on my channel are like stuff about crushes. Let me read this. Yeah, I'm definitely not like Logan Paul. No. Oh, so one of your videos on how to get over your crush. Hey, yes. Yeah, getting over your crush. I've been living in that world recently. I haven't made a video about it, but if you've watched some of my more recent videos, I talked about, like ending a long-term relationship. And I'm going to make a video about it soon. I just needed some time to like think and process and make sure that I didn't, make a video out of raw emotion, because that's not good. We don't want that. And so, yeah, I've been having to take some of my own advice about getting over a relationship and sort of a crush, because sometimes you end a relationship and you're still like attracted to a person, and that's hard, hard, just not fun. So yeah, I'm glad that helped you kind of get out of the hole that being in love with someone who doesn't love you back puts you in. Absolutely. I and I guess back to, do I have an opinion on people who act outrageous like Logan Paul? I try not to, because I know that there are probably people who like them who watch my videos. Um, I would say just like, don't manipulate people, don't exploit people. Those are not things that I support. And I think at this point it's pretty obvious that that's what people like Logan Paul are doing, um, because they want views and everything. And obviously, I don't do this for the views or the money or the fame. Um, so yeah, that's my opinion. Is no manipulation here, and try to support people who also are not into manipulating viewers. Um, one thing I wanted, so a question I get a lot is like how to make your crush like you, or how to know if your crush likes you, because those are the really popular videos of my channel. Um, and so I thought I could talk a little bit about uh, updated thoughts on that, because I haven't made a video on that recently, and it's just because those are like they're such popular videos. Like, why do I want to come back and give more opinions? Yeah, such a good. Thank you. Um, that's really great. How to get your crush to like you if you're still getting over their ex. Um, uh, that's tough. Well, probably being there for that person is good. Being patient. Patience, I think, is maybe the most important thing when you are like crushing on someone, or yeah, just especially when you don't know if they like you, or if there's like this weird in between place, that you're like, maybe they do, maybe they don't, I don't know. Um, yeah, just generally relationships and dating and crushes is all really weird. I want to be very upfront and say that. I make videos and I'm like, yeah, sure. I make it from a place of authority, and I have really no authority on it at all, just my own past experiences. Um, but yeah, being patient and not like pushing them is probably the way to go. Um, yeah, I feel like that's probably a big turnoff for me is when people are like, "Yeah, I need you to do this," and even if they're not getting over X, it just in general, if you're like very much like pressuring a person to like you, and sometimes people are at a place where they're like, "Maybe I do, maybe I don't." Um, I felt like that a lot as a teenager, um, being in this weird in between place. Like I tended to not really know if I liked a person until they kissed me, and then I'd be like, "Oh, uh, maybe." Who knows? And that's when I started actually thinking about it. But before that point, not so much. I was really into school and stuff like that. I wasn't always thinking about boys. That's pretty much what was going on. Uh, um, yeah, I am a little bit of a dork when it comes to school and everything. That was my jam in high school. Friends. Let's see. All right. So Lost Prince 96 is going to university for, so like college, I assume. That's far away from home. Oh, strangers are just friends. Like strangers are just friends we haven't met. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So true. So like making a video about going to school like away from home. Or yeah, just being in a place away from home with people you don't know. Yeah, I can definitely make a video about that. I haven't made made a video about that. Wearing a lot of makeup. Yeah, yeah. Today I was in New. I am wearing a lot of makeup right now. I was in New York this past or last week, and that meant I didn't sleep a lot, and also just like I didn't eat a lot either. Which you'd think you go to New York and you would eat a lot, but basically everything is messed up, and so I'm very broken out right now, so I was like, "Let's put on all the makeup today so that no one sees how tired and broken out I am." But yeah, back to Lost Prince's 96 is about being away. Yeah, I can definitely make a video about, being away from home. I've posted, I've posted selfies and stuff without makeup before. So if you check the Instagram and, you can probably find some where I'm not wearing makeup. Um, I'm getting how do people do this live stream? Live stream, I keep getting distracted by the different things that people are saying. Aw, thank you. That's really sweet. Super cute. Kawaii. Um, okay, so I guess before I make a video about, being away from home and going to school. So I went to a school, not super far away from home. I was about 3 hours away, so I could still like, my parents would come visit me every couple of months and stuff, but I was going to a place where I had 0 friends going in, which was pretty scary to do. But really, if you have a roommate, that is a really good place to start with friends. Now, there are roommate horror stories, so that it may not necessarily mean that your roommate will be your friend, but it is a good place to start with just, like, asking them to, like, eat dinner with you, in the, like, cafeteria hall or, going to do something on campus. So just like a kind of like a built-in friend, essentially. And that's how I would consider my college roommate, Melissa, like one of my first friends in college. Um, and then from there, just like joining other groups is a good place. uh, I'll get to the pairs of shoes question in a second because that's a funny question. Um, yeah, so just like joining groups, like I'm joined like a religious group and I made friends there. I was in a choir and I had made friends there. And then also making friends just in my classes. That's easier to do once you get into whatever your major is because you're going to have like the same people consistently. So yeah, um, my best friend now is actually someone I met freshman year in my creative writing course, and we ended up both being in the same program. But we like to tell the story that when we were both in this creative writing class together and like I was reading one of my writings and she was thinking to herself like, wow, I really like this, I feel like we could be friends, and I was thinking the exact same thing about her, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, that you can definitely make friends. I know that it'll be scary, but it'll be easier than you think if you kind of just try to embrace everything that's around. All right. How many pairs of shoes do I have? I do not know the number. I have far too many, and I probably should get rid of some. I mean, I don't even want to give you a number because it's embarrassing the number of shoes that I have. But the thing is, I don't buy expensive shoes. I mean, we're talking like I'll buy a pair of like tennis shoes that are like $5 with discounts. So then I'll get them in a whole bunch of different colors. And yeah. Let's see. The kind of person good at making friends in every group. Actually, that's really true. I've always felt like I am not very good at making friends because I am I am an introvert and I do have a lot of social anxiety. Like, you wouldn't believe how nervous I was for this, and this isn't technically even a social thing, but it's because I'm live interacting with a person or with people versus me just videoing myself and being able to edit out the bad parts and then posting it online later. So I feel like I have a hard time making friends, but I have found that I will connect with lots of different kinds of people, and that like that was the same way in high school where I would anytime I would have like a party or a get together for like my birthday or graduation, it was this strange amalgam of people who were not friends on their own, but they were all friends with me. So yeah, I guess that's true. That's an interesting observation. Oh, 20, 25 pairs. I'm thinking more like 100 pairs. That would be the better estimate. I told you I have too many shoes. This is like 10 years of collecting shoes, essentially. Katie Schmady. Oh, that's funny. I like that. My friend's talking behind my back and pretends to be nice to me to my face. What should I do? This is really unfortunate. I so from my own experience, in middle and high school, this is kind of what I felt like was happening to me. And some of it was my own imagination, that they weren't actually talking about me behind my back. Um, so the first thing is to kind of think to check yourself and make sure that you aren't like putting your own fears onto other people. Um, And then second, if you do like if you have like hard evidence, like another friend has come to you and said, "Wow, this person was being really negative about you to me." Um, then so the mature thing to do is really to like sit down with that person one on one or bring another friend, like a trusted friend, um, and to say like, "Hey, can we talk about this? Like I heard that you were saying some not so nice things about me. Um, I, if I would really appreciate if you had like feeling, if you were had something like beef with me, essentially, that we could talk about it together. So maybe we could fix it. But if not, and just see what their reaction is. Like if they freak out and they're yelling, then maybe it's a time where you say this person isn't really the best person to be a friend with, and try to like back away from it. Because essentially I know there's that, you don't need negative people in your life, but it's true. I know that as a teen, it can seem really important to have like all the friends you possibly can have. But as you get older, you start to learn that, hey, if this person is mean to me or talks about me behind my back or just is disrespectful about me, you don't need to be friends with them. And so just remove yourself from that friendship as politely and easily as you can. Let's see. How did you get 25,000 subs? I only have 3. Sometimes I don't know. The other part is I've been making videos for almost 7 years now. And so that's just like this super, super slow growth of 7 years of video making. And really probably where I was growing the most was like from 2013 to 2016. I got to a point where I was like growing 2,000 subs a month and it was amazing. And I was like, yeah, we're going to blow up. And now it's really slow again. So part of it is YouTube. And the way they change their algorithms. But another part is just being online for a long time and making videos consistently. I've been making a video every Thursday for almost 7 years with like, this is one of the few times I've missed a Thursday, but I'm still trying to do something, and making this live stream video, trying something new. So yeah, just consistency. Lost Princess, I live in India, going to London School of Economics for their studies. Make friends in foreign countries. I've never been out of the country, so I don't have a lot of advice on that. I feel kind of like it's the same advice for making friends anywhere, which is just being kind to other people, definitely getting involved in like social groups in some way, because that's sort of like forced friendship. And yeah, that's probably the best way. So if you're going to school for economics, and you're interested in economics, like I work at a university right now, and they have an economics club. So maybe joining that, so you'd be with other people who have similar interests as you, and it's like, yay, friendships can bloom from that. Like once you're there and meeting people, you also have the benefit of like sort of being the exotic like person from a different culture. Um, and I know that sometimes that is really cool for other people to be like, oh, well, I want to learn about your life because it's very different from mine. And so that's kind of one way to make friends too. Or also finding, I'm sure you're not the first person from India to go to this school. And so maybe finding other Indian students to be able to hang out with. So you have like a little bit of like home there too. Let's see. The curry guy in the group. That's funny. Yeah, the people and the culture and everything is going to be a lot different. But really, it's like that wherever you go to college. Like obviously, it's going to be a bit more extreme, with a much more of a culture shift, I would say. But yeah, maybe trying to find. I bet there is probably a group of like the Indian Student Association or something. I know, like I went to William and Mary, and I know that we had a group like groups like that. So it's would probably be a good place to plug in. How much money do I make from YouTube? Not enough, not very much at all. I maybe make like $30 a month or something like that, which doesn't pay for much of anything at all. Yeah, I have to have a day job. I work a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I'm a video editor and producer, which is why you see all this stuff behind me. And that's how I pay my bills. And I also do some freelancing work too. YouTube's not the way that I make money. Sometimes I don't know how people. Do I get paid for lunch? Well, I'm not sure what you mean. I have to work, basically, I have to work 8 hours a day. Oh, so I say 9 to 5. That's like the euphemism. Really, I work like 8:30 to 5 or 9 to 5:30. And most of the time I give them more than 8 hours anyway. So we'll go with that. Try collaboration with famous YouTubers. Yeah. See, there's where my social anxiety comes in. Again, I'm always afraid to ask people. That's a good question for you guys. What famous YouTuber do you think would you like to see me collab with? I have like my favorite ones, and either they're like way too high up to ever probably be able to listen to me and do a collab. I'm thinking like Jenna Marbles. I really love Jenna Marbles. Or they're like well known within their community, but are not like super popular now. Julia Nunez. She plays the ukulele, right? I'm learning how to play the ukulele. maybe I can do that. Yeah. So, what kind of job do I do? So my job is that I sit at a computer all day and edit videos. uh, oh, Shane Dawson. Oh, wow, that would be cool. You know, I haven't watched Shane in a long time. I watched him like back in like we're talking like 2009 to 2011 Shane Dawson, and I'm pretty sure he's relatively different now. Was the Avengers video the best one you've ever done? Also, when does Joey get another video? If you guys saw last week's video, you'll know that I did a collab with my friend and coworker Joey. We talked about the Avengers, and he's doing a plug for our video right now. That was actually a really fun video to do. I love doing videos with friends, and actually next week will be another video with a friend, because I filmed one with my friend Alana while I was visiting New York. Yeah, no Avengers spoilers. Josh hasn't seen the Avengers yet. Definitely won't give you any of those. Gosh, you guys are so good with these suggestions. Michelle Fan, Toby Games. I'm gonna have to look some of these people up. I don't know who Toby Games is. I assume he does like gaming content though. I want to do gaming content. I just don't have a gaming system, so that's a little difficult to do. What else? Oh yeah, what was I answering? I was answering what's my job. I I work for a university and I do educational video, and I actually work with the economics department at the university that I'm at. And essentially, I have professors that will write scripts and film videos that they're going to use in their classroom, and then I'll film them and then edit that and then create little animations to go along with whatever they're talking about to either better illustrate it or like if they're talking about a graph or something like that, then I have to make the graph pop up, and everything that they might write on a board or something like that. I make it, but make it more pretty. Yeah, and I really like it. I love educational video, and I love animating. So it's fun stuff to do. What's your favorite equation to animate? The one that has the least variables in it, and something that doesn't have division symbols. Uh, I spent all day today like animating equations and graphs, and that was unpleasant. But we're not doing that right now. Huh. Yeah, make a video with Josh. I know. So Josh and I have to make a video together. And I was just in New York and I saw him, and there's a little snippet in the New York recap video that you'll see in a couple of weeks that has him in it, because we did get to see each other and hang out. But we still didn't film like an actual like video together. So we need to do that. It's on my list of things Caitlin is doing in 2018. And hopefully it will happen. They could outsource my job, but they still would need me to film with the professor. And because you need someone physically there with them. So I still got that part of the job. Yeah, that's true. Definitely if we do a collab video, if Josh and I do a collaboration video, we probably film 2 videos. So one could be on his channel and one could be on mine. And if some of you guys don't know who the Josh Speaks is, you should totally check him out, because he's super awesome and one of my really good YouTube friends. And he makes similar content to me. He's about like being your best self and does like great videos on dating and like middle school and high school life. And so if we like to say that he's like kind of the guy version of me and I'm the girl version. Yeah. Well, random reviews, you got to go check him out now. If you like my content, you should definitely like his. And plus, he's like, I learned recently, I knew he'd been making 2 videos a week, but I learned recently that he's making 5. He's making a video every day of the week. And I'm like, how do you do that, Josh? I don't understand. Yeah. So yeah, definitely check out. Yes, we did. We swore on it. So definitely check out the Josh Speaks, and we'll do a collab this year. Even if it's, like a phone call collab, we'll make it happen. Have I missed anything? Is there any other question? Because I think I'm right at about 30 minutes, and that was what I was going to do. How old am I? I just turned 28, actually. I don't know if you consider that old or not. When I was like 16, 28 seemed really old. When I'm 28, it doesn't feel that old. Yeah. I'm not married. Nope. No, I don't have a boyfriend right now. I talked about this a little bit earlier in the live stream, but that I was in like a long-term relationship that ended a couple of months ago, and I'm gonna make a video about it. but I needed some time to think and process and not make a video where I said mean or angry or emotional things. Wow, I wanna get a full lunch for under $1. Thank you, Simply Shy, that 28 isn't old. Thanks. 28 is the perfect age. Yeah! I think it's pretty good. Nice, not too old, not too young. Very good, very good. Cool. All right. Well, I've been on here for about 30 minutes, and that's what I wanted to do. Um, and hopefully this has been somewhat successful. Please leave a comment or let me know if you liked it, and we'll do it again. And maybe at a different time too, or like on a weekend, because I know a lot of people said that they weren't able to. It's been super successful. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So we'll try to maybe do it at a different time so people who couldn't watch could watch next time. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching and hanging out with me, guys. And I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.